Hello and welcome to your Northern Colorado real estate market update. My name is Andy Hawbaker. I'm a realtor in Northern Colorado with Coldwell Banker Realty, Northern Colorado, and I service Fort Collins, Loveland, Windsor, Greeley, Longmont, and surrounding areas. We're going to dive in and look at what is going on in Northern Colorado. Again, I'm filming this the first week of December 2025. The data that we have most recently available to us is from November 2025. Let's dive in and take a look. Okay, so the blue line is going to be Fort Collins, the red line is going to be Loveland, yellow is Windsor, and gray is Greeley. So let's dive in here. The number of new listings for December. You can see, so this is a 3-year look. You can kind of see that we've got normal seasonality going here. So of course, in November, we're going to have the lowest number of new, just like we do every year, November, December, we have the lowest number of new listings. But year over year is what's more important here. So in Fort Collins, there were 147 new listings. That's down 16% from a year ago. Loveland had 96 new listings. That's the same as a year ago. Windsor, 61 listings, down 23%. So how many homes are for sale? So you can see this normal seasonality of this, but we are growing where there's slightly more homes for sale each year. Now there are, and this is all attached, detached homes, condos, everything. So 512 homes for sale in Fort Collins. That's actually up 10% from a year ago. Loveland's at 373 and Windsor's at 272. And Greeley even has a 21% increase in the number of homes on the market. So for the month of November, we had 167 sales in Fort Collins. So it's not like nothing's selling. If you're a seller, don't think homes aren't selling. 167 homes sold, which is a 5% increase from a year ago. So more homes sold this November than last November in Fort Collins. Greeley, almost a 23% increase from last year. Windsor, there's a lot of new construction in Windsor, so this kind of jumps up and down. But 44 homes sold in November. It's down about 40% from a year ago. And in Loveland, it was 94. So how many days on the market? On average, homes are sitting on the market 74, 72, 91 days. Again, Windsor's an outlier here because there's new construction there. They put those on the market long before they're available, in 69 days. So you would consider 69, 70 days is kind of the average number of days on market. So obviously that is up. If you look at the 3-year, honestly not significantly different than we've been at. So month supply, there's 2.5 months supply of inventory, a little over 3 months supply of inventory in the other cities besides Fort Collins. So that means that it would take 3 months at the number of homes. If you took the number of homes that are on the market minus the number of homes that sold this month, how long would it take to sell those? About 2.5 to 3 months. Okay, so the median sales price. The median sales price in Windsor was the highest here, $637,000. That's up 11.8% from a year ago. Again, Windsor, new construction, there's a lot of things going on there. Loveland, $471,000 is the median price, that down 5% from a year ago. And Fort Collins is $525, down 6% from a year ago. However, Greeley, median sales price is $440, which is up 5.5% basically from last year. Here's something to keep an eye on here. Let's go to the average. The average percentage of the original asking price. So this is what people are getting for a deal on their house. In Fort Collins, sellers are getting 96% almost of their list price. Loveland 96.2, 96.6, 96.5. So you can figure that 4 to 5% off the asking price is probably a pretty good place to make an offer. So that's kind of interesting. This is our price per square foot. You can see Fort Collins' price per square foot is $269, $231 in Loveland, $205 in Windsor, and $182 in Greeley. So now let's talk about sellers in particular. How many showings let's look at this first. The number of showings per listing. So this is what's killing sellers. They're like, nobody's looking. There's not that many buyers in the market. Not true. I showed you how many homes are selling, but not as wild as it's been. So basically 3.9 showings per listing in the month in Fort Collins, 4.1 in Loveland, 3 in Windsor, 2.7 in Greeley. That means you put your home on the market, to be average, you should expect 3 to 4 showings per month. If you're getting 1 showing a week, you're doing pretty good. So that's pretty wild to think of. Most sellers think they're going to get a whole bunch of showings when they go on the market. There just isn't the buyers out there for that. So on average, this is how many showings it takes to get a home under contract. And that's 13.4 in Fort Collins, 14.2 in Loveland, 16 in Windsor, and 10 in Greeley. So if I just said it takes 4 showings in order to per month, you should expect 4 showings per month, but it takes 14 to 16 to sell it. That means it could take 4 to 5 months to sell your house. 3 to 4 months. That's the 70 days on the market. So all that makes sense. So that's what's going on with the actual data here in Northern Colorado. Again, like I said, you can learn more about me or anything you want to know about Northern Colorado at my website, which is www.andyhawbaker.com. Number of buyers in the market has been a little bit slow, as you're seeing in those showings numbers, but people are buying, and I'm already feeling that interest rates are starting to edge down a little bit. There's news that the December rate cut should come also. So I think that I'm already feeling the number of phone calls picking up and the number of showings on a couple of my properties picking up. So I think things are going to pick up again. I think that we're actually going to see a bump in probably January. Maybe Christmas is going to be slower, but then starting in January, we're going to hit 2026 running. I think there's opportunities out there where you can get a good deal on a home. New construction is offering these huge rate buy downs. There's all kinds of huge deals out there. So there's a lot of reasons that right now is the perfect time to buy a home. If you're a home seller, it can be a frustrating time, but if you price your home correctly and don't try to get the very tippity top amount you could possibly get, your home will sell. I'm seeing homes go on the market and going under contract in the first week. That does still happen. But if you price just a little bit high, or if there's something about your house that's just a little bit off, it will sit for a while. So anyways, I'm happy to talk about that. Again, Andy Hawbaker, Coldwell Banker Realty, Northern Colorado. Hit me up at my website, www.andyhawbaker.com.